Over decades of training leaders, deep end conversations will always come around to a discussion related to, well, have you communicated that? How did you communicate that? What did you tell them? When did you tell them? Ultimately, when a leader struggles to get performance out of their people, the struggle began a long time ago. It began in the interview process, from the onboarding, where a leader failed to incorporate specific types of questions in the interviewing process and also failed to communicate very clearly in onboarding what to expect from them as a leader. When it comes down to creating cultures of feedback, direct speak, autonomy, mastery, learning, failure, innovation, caring, all of these cultures that lead to excellence within our organizations, a leader that does not communicate clearly what to expect from them as a leader, what these things look like in action, behaviorally and technically to the people that they lead, then the individuals really have no idea what the day in and day out of their actions and behaviors need to be in order to achieve this culture. Now, why would a leader not communicate this outright? One, it might be because they don't know what those things are. They haven't thought about what their philosophy and leadership is, or how they will act when it comes to a culture of feedback. How do I actually create that? And if I want to create it, what does it look like in action? How will I address and praise people when they do it well? And how will I address and coach and train people when they're violating expectations? But two, an even bigger problem is that when an individual does know what these things look like, they're not communicating it because they don't want to have to hold themselves accountable to doing it. Leaders will often shy away from articulating how they will show up as a leader because once they speak it out loud, they have to follow through. If they don't follow through, they're double speaking, they're setting a cultural tone that everyone else will notice. They're the cause of dysfunctions in trust within their team. So when we're assessing the success of our executive leadership team or leadership teams, we have to be asking ourselves the question, when that leader brings someone on, what is that first conversation really like? What kind of a tone? What is that leader communicating about how they're going to show up for that person day in and day out? And then how does that person show up day in and day out? Exactly like they said, in ways that leads to excellence or in ways that's contributing to our dysfunction.